Yo, what is going on, guys? I'm back, and I have a couple gameplays in here. I'm gonna comment on them a little bit. Actually, I guess more than a little bit. But I wanted to, I guess, give you guys an update on like where I want to go with the channel. Because Jesus, that was a great run on his part. I hate that camera angle, but that run was amazing. But anyway, so yeah, I want to give you guys, what I want to do with the channel, and I want to get you guys' inputs because I make these videos because it's fun to just sit here and talk over gameplays, and if you find like a little niche, or especially in MUT, like you find certain cards that perform better than what they say or perform worse than what they say. Like for example, I pulled a Devin McCourty, and don't get me wrong, he flies around the field, but he does not catch the ball. I mean, I don't care what catch rating they got him. I think I have like 3 dropped interceptions later in the video here. And watch this. This is why you put Percy Harvin back to return. 3 broken tackles, and an amazing juke. And granted his stamina spent, but you're not gonna catch him now. Even if he got caught, that was such a great return. I'd have taken it. But yeah. So anyway, so definitely McCourty. He has not. I don't think he's come up with 1 interception for me. Granted, he's come up with multiple, I guess you want to say, like pass deflections because they weren't picked. But he does not pick the ball. One I will tell you who does pick it is C.O. Moore. I think I got like the team of the week version of him, and he is not fast. He is like Peyton Manning slow for a linebacker. It is amazing how slow he is, but he is a playmaker. He's always in the right position, to at least make a play. And whenever he gets his hands on the ball, he catches it. I don't think I've seen him drop a pass yet, since putting him on the team. So recommend getting that card. Some of the cards I totally recommend getting is like Marcel Darius if you can, Mike DeVito. I think the end for the Chiefs. And I'm trying to think of my other pass rusher. Brian Arakpo. God, that's a great card. Whether you use him as pass rusher or playing coverage, he's great. Or Chandler Jones. I know they just came out with an elite version, because he had a great game this week. They came out with an elite version of him, and God, I don't know how that card would perform, but his gold card performs really well. Great pass rusher. But yeah, so those are my pass rusher cards that I've found that I really haven't changed out. Granted, there's some of their styles don't match up well with my team, so I'll just change them out as soon as the game starts. Like I'll go into the depth charts and move around to where I want them. But yeah. Even though they're rated lower than some of my other cards, I still use them because their ratings at what I care about are really good, like block shed or a finesse move or a power move if it's really high. They got really good ratings, so that's how I recommend, especially if you guys are doing like you're balling on a budget. You can pick up some of these guys fairly cheap, not too bad, especially like with how much they've been putting out, like the premium and all pro. Like every week they got one of those stupid promos going in. Yeah, you can get some of these gold cards for fairly cheap, especially people just trying to dump them off. But yeah, so some of the things I might now. McCourty, like I said, doesn't perform that well because he drops so many interceptions. But he will put himself in a chance or a position to make a play, just won't finish the play. Now I did upgrade, in my opinion, my starting corner. I had Charles Tillman, and he did really well. But in my opinion, he played more like a number 2 or 3 corner. And I think he's actually hurt for the season. I think I read like he tore his tricep. God, I want to know what that would feel like. Like your tricep is like such a huge muscle, and like tearing it, he probably like snapped up like up towards his shoulder or down towards his elbow. God, I don't want to know. That had to be like excruciating pain. But yeah, so anyway, so I took Charles Tillman, sold him, and I got a Jonathan Joseph. And Jonathan Joseph is faster, and it seems like he makes more plays than Charles Tillman. Now don't get me wrong, Charles Tillman didn't do me wrong at all, but Jonathan Joseph does not get burnt, doesn't really get mossed at all, and whenever he gets his hands on the ball, it's pretty much like a catch every time. So all 3 bonuses in my opinion. As my opponent forces me to punt here. Jeez. I couldn't do anything on that offensive drive. All I needed was one first down, and we pretty much wrapped up the game. Um, but anyway, he does like his Zach Mettenberger like scramble out here, and he throws in who else but Co Moro's zone, and Co Moro can barely get out of his own way, and we get a face mask. So we're already in field goal range, and he ends up quitting out. Smart idea on his part because he hadn't really stopped us on offense outside that one drive. But so anyway, yeah, now we're in the Super Bowl. I'm in my opponent's Super Bowl, and this video or this gameplay is hilarious because you go through what 10 at the most regular season games, and then like 2 or 3 postseason games. You've won. Now you get into your Super Bowl, and you would think you would come in here, you'd play smart, maybe a little more conservative, just because you don't want to lose your Super Bowl. You make the smart decisions as like taking field goals and stuff. But for some reason, my opponent does not like me scoring right away, and he quits out. I can't believe he quit out of his own Super Bowl. That is, to me, one of the biggest shockers I've seen so far in MUT. Like, you spent all this time, all these games to get to your Super Bowl, and you're gonna quit. Come on, man. Like, seriously? I can't believe that. That to me was a little salty because not like you couldn't have a chance to come back. It looked like he had a decent team, just wasn't making good decisions. Whatever. I guess it was his Super Bowl, and it was his Super Bowl to give me the free winning. But so yeah, that was just my thought. I don't mind people quitting out of games, but if it's your Super Bowl, man, don't quit out of it. Even if you're getting spanked, like, just don't. Like, there's still a slim chance. There's going to be a point in the time where it's just impossible for you to win, but you got to at least give a shot. The only chance to win a race is actually be in the race. If you're just gonna give up right off the bat, like, why are you even playing the game? Here we get a nice 4 and out, and I figured the smart play was going to run the ball. Clearly not, because for some reason I get big hit, and I think that was Eric Reed actually now watching this video who big hit me. So not too upset because I'm pretty sure he's got high hit power, and CJ Spiller coughs it up. So maybe I'll look to upgrade CJ Spiller. I don't know. I run the ball enough. I don't like rely on the run. If anything, I definitely try passing it more since I got Peyton. And my receiving core is like really good. Not really speedsters, but total height advantage, over pretty much everyone. But yeah, so anyway, getting to this other Super Bowl gameplay, and we're getting a nice that's I think that was Darius. I'm not sure, or that might have been Damian Harrison. I've since upgraded. I got other players, like I think I moved Arakpo to the line. Like the 4 people I rush, like I mentioned earlier, is Marcel Darius, Arakpo, what are the other 2? Mike DeVito and Chandler Jones. Those are the 4 people I rush. And because they have such high block shedding and either such high finesse or power move, they allow me to drop 7 into coverage and play the passing game real well. And even when I just have 4 rushing, like, they still get in there and make sacks and make great plays with me. And DeVito's big. Like, DeVito is borderline a defensive tackle, how big he is and how he plays. So putting him in the second D tackle slot is not a big deal. Chandler Jones and Arakpo on the ends, not too bad. As McCourty drops a damn interception. This is what I'm talking about. Like, he doesn't play like a elite, in my opinion. Now, C.O. Moore plays like an elite. I want turnovers. Don't get me wrong. I'll take some swats, every now and then. But I want fumbles. I want picks. And C.O. Moore gives me that, while McCourty does not. Now, you don't really complete the ball on McCourty's zone. I will give him that. But you definitely... I don't expect him to give me an interception, pretty much. I always try and funnel my opponent to throw into my zone, like wherever I'm playing. So that's my whole goal, is to get them to throw into my zone, so that way I can just use it around and make the play. Because most of the time, especially with like Eric Berry, you're gonna get the pick, especially if you get your hands on it. Now, don't get me wrong, he's dropped some balls on me too, But more often than not, especially early in the game, I will get the interception. As here, I baited him to throw it into my zone. I just couldn't get the jump animation that I wanted, and he did a good job. It looked like he led him up the field, so ball had more loft on it than if he led him like across the field. But he ends up throwing a pick a couple plays later. I mean, timer's running out. I don't know why he didn't come up and spike it. Would have been his best bet, but he instead decided to come up and just, I guess, try and chuck it away, and instead, threw an interception, which led to no points for him. So we're looking real good. He's not looking good in the Super Bowl, especially since we get the ball right off the bat. And first play, we go to play action, and we're able to beat him over the top with Josh Gordon. And if you're gonna go off sides on me, pretty much expect for me to come out and quarterback sneak it. Now, if you're jamming the middle, I'm gonna audible out, or worst case scenario, call timeout and just take my field goal. But yeah, don't go off sides on purpose. Like, why would you do that? I mean, I know how to beat it, and there's one guy who pretty much killed me in the goal line, like in the red zone there, within the 10 yards, on one play, and it just was laughable when I found out what play it was that it was able to stop me. He had a great pass rush, and had great man coverage. Honestly, he should have just stayed in that defense the whole time, because I think I ended up winning the game. But whenever he went to this one formation and this one play, it was like killing me. Couldn't believe it. But so here he was clearly past the line. Don't know what he's thinking here. Trying to fit that ball in here. And now it's 4th and 15. I mean, I know he's got to go for it. And another damn dropped interception, McCourty. What are you doing? God. But that ends up ending the game here, and my video. So like on it if you guys liked it. Comment down below what you guys' thoughts on what I'm going to do with the channel and everything. And subscribe for more MUT, Destiny, hopefully in the future, and some connected careers. I'm out. Deuces.